In this video, I'm going to examine the 4 different types of structures you can build to defend yourself against the AI. These are wooden sticks that can be sharpened, then fences, wooden walls, and defensive walls. Let's start with wooden sticks. This one is the easiest to create, and I think it's the most fun also. For that, you need to find wooden sticks, and you can find them by either looking on the ground, or you can chop thin trees like that. Then to select a wooden stick, you can either press Tab, which opens the big inventory, then you mouse over here and select the stick, or you can hold Tab. Then you get this quick inventory thing. You can select the stick over here. Then you right-click, and you can switch between placing a fireplace, which we do not want to do, and placing a stick around. See, the circle shows you where the stick is going to go. Now, as you place it, you press left mouse, and it doesn't matter what direction you're looking at when you're placing it. Or the direction you're looking at the stick will matter when you sharpen it. So in order to sharpen it, you take your axe. If you look at the tip of the stick, you can see this animation. And this will angle the stick about 45 degrees forward from where you're looking. Say if I wanted to face down this road. Okay, now this stick is sharpened. Any AI running into this stick now will take damage. And this also does damage to the player. So if you run at this one, just walking into it can kill you on the hardest difficulty instantly. So be really careful around them. The one further thing you can do about sharpened sticks is you can fortify them with rocks. Rock. Put up to 3 rocks around it. Now the purpose of that is to give it more stability, because if you or an AI, which can be an animal or something, bumps into it at high velocity, it might break the stick and it just disassembles into just a stick. So now let's look at fences. Okay, fences are created using sticks again. You place the first one like you would place a normal stick. Now the game gives you an indicator over here for the exact distance from the previous stick to place a fence. So you can rotate around it as you want. Say I want to put it like this, put a stick, put another one. Then you can add up to 2 sticks into the fence like this. Now, as with the sharp stick, you can also fortify the fence with little rocks. You can also add further decorations to it, which is if you find cloth, which I don't have in inventory right now, then you can put it on a stick over here, and you can turn it into a torch. Or you can put a human skull, if you find it, and put it on a stick. Now let's examine wooden walls. You have to chop down trees and then get logs, and you can carry up to 2 logs at the same time. Now there's many different ways to place wooden walls, and I'm just going to go for the most basic one over here. So if you place it like this, then it's a vertical wall. Then you can remove it again by holding C, and we want to place it on the ground like this. Now you can hold Q or R to rotate it, and place it down. And here's one further tip: if you're chopping down trees, it will always crumble in the direction where you last hit it when it's reached the point where it would crumble. And yes, you can accidentally destroy your own buildings if it falls in the wrong direction. Yeah, let's take some. You can create many different variations of fortifications with wooden logs like this. So this is a basic wooden wall. Now let's do a defensive wall. For this I need another tree. Now, for defensive walls, you always have to place them vertically, like this. Now, if you want to place a second one, it will just attach in a circular fashion like this. Place the second one. Now, if you place the third one, there's a log. Place the third one, you can line it up so it's in a straight line. This is what a defensive wall is. Now you can further improve it by chopping off the tips like this. You have to look it up like this, and then when you see that V pattern, click, and now it's sharpened. Now the purpose of this wall is to act as a reinforced wall which enemies cannot climb over. Okay, now one more thing I want to show you about defensive walls. Cut it into smaller pieces, and then you can make the wall shorter. Should actually work like this. No, now it works. Now I'm going to explain how the AI works in relation to each of these, and I'm going to show demonstration clips of it. Now I'll start with the defensive walls. These seem the most, I think, the most interesting to players because of their imposing appearance. Well, these are one of the least effective walls in the game. First, the good thing is that if a wall is spiked like this, AI will, under no circumstances, try to climb or jump over it. So it's like a wall that cannot be climbed over, unlike those walls which AI can climb or jump over. Now, the disadvantage of that is this type of wall, if it is present in your base, tends to attract the, I like to call them the breacher AI. Those are the fat guys, which are colored completely red, and they tend to get magnetically attracted to this type of wall, and they will bump into it, throw themselves against it until it breaks. Which means it gives you some time to react to them until it's broken. However, your base is going to take damage while they're working on it. Then you have the fences. Now the fences are, I think it's tragic because they're the most fun to create because you can get really creative. You can like make them any pattern you want, and they align really nicely along curved terrain. And you can modify them with torches or spiked skulls. The problem is they're completely useless as a defensive barricade because every single AI will get through it. Deer will jump over it, the AI will jump over it, your friendly AI will jump over it, and it will under no circumstances block players. Even if you decorate them with skulls or torches, AI will just go straight through it. And now we have the sharpened stick. Now, ironically, this is the most useful barricade you have in this game. And it allows you to be really creative while you're using it. So I'm probably going to show a smaller video clip as I'm showing this clip about how I built my bases. Basically, what you can do is you take a lot of sticks. Let's take some sticks over here. So we can take the sticks. Now, if you want to, the most effective way to build those is to build dense layered walls of spikes like this. Let's say we have one stick placed. Now the problem you're running into is the second stick will have a minimum radius to the other one because the game thinks you want to build a fence. Now you can get around this by putting one down. Then the next one you can place closer because now you don't have that snapping issue. You can layer them like this any way you want. You have to get rid of the radius. And then you take your axe. You carefully sharpen them. If you have a dense wall like this, most enemies will just run into it and get seriously injured and probably die trying to get over it. Now, some of the enemies, like the breachers, the fat guys, they tend to jump straight over them. And to counter that, you basically build the second layer of sticks behind it. Actually, I could just demonstrate it. If he's going to jump over that, then you build over here. Build a nice cycle over here. You can also alternate the pattern of it if you like. Like in this game, that you can like be really creative with the structure of your defenses. Notice I just bumped into that stick and it just got destroyed. So you have to put the rocks into it if you want to have more stability. The one thing you have to be careful about is if those sticks are sharpened like this. You can also alternate the direction so it's not all pointing straight, so you can do a zigzag 30-degree pattern like this. Because sometimes enemies try to get between them and then you can narrow down the pattern you got here. And you gotta be careful if you have this row sharpened and you want to go into the front row and fix something. Don't accidentally bump into those ones because it can kill you instantly.